Oh, hello out there. If you are watching this, you are here on the Fifth Quarter Sports Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Kevlar. Treat them swell. Yes, I try to treat them well. Joined with me, as always, Mr. Skip from Skip's Trophies and More.
Let's go.
And man, the dude who has just been over the friggin' moon for the past 36 hours, our resident Eagle fan, Mr. Diamond Dirty D for life. What it is, what it ain't. Welcome to the show. Fellas, what's going on?
What's up, people?
D, I'm going to give you a second to talk your stuff. Got the shades on today.
Oh, he got his Dion hater blocker on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know how we do. Know what we doing, man. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Fly, Eagles, fly. You know, out of the three of us, we do mess with each other's teams and do a little, back and forth in what we do. But I can say here, outside of Skip's 49 and Bang Bang gang, we are the only other team to go to the Super Bowl on this podcast in the last couple of years. And we, you know what I'm saying, we're going to take a shot in the dog like we used to back in the day. You know what I'm saying? A shot in the
What
dog.
y'all didn't know
You know
is that I actually had a shot sitting over here.
There we go. We're going to take a shot here.
Now,
Sip it real slow, fly, Eagles fly, and we going to voodoo country to try to get this chip that we left on the doorstep 3 years ago.
I don't know. We ain't got that many people in here yet. I want to say this because I was pulling for Washington. I told y'all I wanted if Washington beat Detroit, I felt like they'd go all the way. And this man over here said it. Well, we gonna beat the paint off of them. And did they do it? I'm talking about pull skin from body.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah. And you know what, D? I want to admit something to you. I shed a tear before that game started. Something about that national anthem going with that eagle soaring through the stadium, it just pulled a string at my heart. And as much as I hate your team in that field, that big, beautiful bird was going, and I couldn't resist. It got me. It got me. There you go.
Well, I'm gonna say this here. Y'all gotta finish.
Yes.
Now, I don't like nothing but the 49ers, but I'm rooting for y'all. It's just because I don't want Pat Mahomes to win 3 in a row. I don't. Now, he going to end up being the greatest quarterback ever. We'll get into that, but I don't want him to win 3 in a row. I don't.
All right. Well, fellas, I just got, I try to gather some topics to get us rolling here. I saw one yesterday, and it was just off the frickin' wall. All right. 17-year-old high school basketball star Noah Scurry, who passed away a week ago, also scored the highest SAT score in his graduating class, has now been revealed as a secret drill rapper who allegedly has 8 bodies. This is a high school student who was number 1 on his basketball team, had all the grades, but was out here in these streets. What do we think of this?
I'm thinking that this goes to show that not all gang members are dummies, and not everything is not what it seems. He probably grew up in it, older family members, or envy some or worship somebody that was a part of it and learned it the right way. And he did, according to gang culture, what gangsters are supposed to do while he was still handling his business. So I'm not gonna big up him because he was smart and had good grades and was this and that, because at the end of the day he still was a killer, allegedly. So it is what it is, but this just goes to show you that everything is not what it seems.
And I agree with Skip. A lot of people wear a lot of masks around you that you don't know, especially when you have kids. This day and age, they come home, they mama and daddy's little bundle of joy. They can't do nothing wrong or nothing, and you will experience it yourself being a young father, Kev, when you get that first call from the principal's office and somebody cursing in the classroom. You be like, what? So like Skip says, regardless when you in this game culture or whatever environment you in, it's a possibility the big homies probably are protecting you because you have a skill set or whatever. They want you to do good because if you do good, they gonna benefit from it. But sometimes that overshadows what you have going on or whatever. So, and all those grew up in it. I do remember, hey, me walking to a bus stop and where I grew up at or whatever, it was drugs around the area I was in and don't talk to him. You understand? From the neighborhood people that was around me. And a lot of that had to do with my mother and her situation back then. They was like, nah, leave Derek alone. So, and that's how the neighborhood, how it starts in some of the neighborhoods. But yeah. Unfortunately, at the end of the day, nobody's wins in this situation, period.
Right.
All right. Well, I'm going to move us right here. We officially have 208 days until the first game of the college football season. And I just want to go ahead and list off some games that we have week 1.
Okay.
Texas, Ohio State, Notre Dame and Miami, LSU, Clemson, Alabama, Florida State, Tennessee, Syracuse, South Carolina, and Virginia Tech. That one's actually here in Atlanta. That's a weird neutral site for me, but I got to take it. I guess they're trying to just do more neutral site meetings to try to get more revenue in bigger cities.
They do that.
But both of them got to come south. So it seems like neutral will be in the middle.
Well, they usually do that for the ACC. They play a game in the dome to get, because this is ACC.
Well, yeah, I guess that's right. It's usually been Georgia, Clemson when they do that in the dome. So I guess they're just giving it to somebody else this year. All right. Georgia Tech and Colorado.
Well,
that'll be at Colorado.
I was just going to say, we need to get them tickets now.
Georgia Tech going to Colorado?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Wait a minute.
Get some meat now. He got that one boy out of IMG Academy. He need 2 more.
Just a couple other ones that they got. Boise State, and I believe that's UTEP. Utah, UCLA, Nebraska, Cincinnati, Eastern Carolina, and NC State. The other two aren't that impressive, but yeah, man, some of those games are going to be friggin' intense. Week 1.
Well, as you see, as we move forward in this NIL culture of college football, we will see a lot of parity now because you're going to get SEC Big Ten Challenge. You follow me? Where you're going to have these teams have to play each other. Because now they see where the revenue is coming in. You got that, you've been waiting on Dion to come south. Now, this the thing. Colorado, they going up to Colorado. Is it a home and home? Do we know that they'll come down here? Because they want him to come down here in this down here.
Yeah, but that's the thing. College teams don't normally play 2 times in one season.
No.
They flip though. They flip every year.
Yeah, every year.
Games that we played away last year, we're playing at home this year.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. No, okay. So here's an interesting storyline for that South Carolina Virginia Tech game. Our head coach is Shane Beamer.
Mm-hmm. Used to be
Frank. Well, his father was the longtime coach of Virginia Tech. So that'll be interesting to watch. I really think the Alabama-Florida State game can be something. No. Florida State's been doing great on recruiting.
No.
Oh, okay.
Not a blowout.
Oh.
And the reason I say that is because the coaching it hasn't changed. Nothing has changed in Florida State. I don't even think they got a top 10 recruiting class this year, did they?
No, not yet. No. Still, George still out. They're bringing in recruits and that transfer thing still, but no. Mm-mm.
What do you think about LSU Clemson? That's in oh shit. Well, I can't say in Death Valley. It's at Clemson.
No, y'all are the original Death Valley. In my opinion, I mean Clemson is the original Death Valley. It's still gonna be interesting because now it's the coaching thing. Now you got Dabo versus Kelly. You know what I'm saying? Until we get to see what they got going on LSU, we don't know what LSU gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Clemson is gonna be steady.
Nussmeier is one of the, I mean, you can consider him one of the top 15 quarterbacks in college. He'll be a senior this year, and also Cade Klubnik will be a senior this year, and they speak very highly of him. So two good quarterbacks that are going to be drafted very high in the
You see, one thing we got to think about too, because we talk about this stuff every week, is giving these quarterbacks too much praise too early. Carson Beck had all the praise in the world, and y'all were trying to get rid of him in game 2. You get what I'm saying? Last year. And not that Carson Beck is a bad quarterback. He just had a bad run. And I said this every time we get something from Georgia. I hope it works because I'm a Hurricane fan. And Carson Beck is a decent quarterback. But, man, if you saw his body of work last year, I'm not a quarterback's coach. But all the things that he did wrong, you think your quarterback coach or your offensive coordinator can fix all of that in one offseason? I just don't. So, But anyway, we got to stop giving these quarterbacks, he's this and he's scheduled, blah, 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 blah. A lot of these quarterbacks came back this year because they stock dropped. Carson Beck. You see what I'm saying? So we got to stop that.
All right, last story before we move in to the topics for tonight. Deshaun Watson is owed $92 million on his contract. Mm-hmm. But because of a TikTok of him dancing, his contract now might be voided.
I don't think it'll happen. I don't think it would happen. It has nothing to do with football. Now, if it's something written in his contract about dancing on the internet, then maybe. But if you're saying to me dancing on his TikTok,
what it comes from is, I believe it's the insurance policy that's on his body.
It says he can't dance.
No. He's got the injury right now. He ruptured the Achilles again.
Dancing?
That's what the say is. Well, they're not saying you can't prove it's not from the dancing.
And you're right, but they got to prove that it was in order to cancel his contract. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's going to be hard as hell because nobody's ever torn an Achilles dancing. Nobody in the history of torn Achilles. But can't please be quiet because I think the Hurricanes can beat the Falcons. So shut it up.
Let's not start that tonight.
No, I'm just saying. He talking about we picking up UGA trash like they won the national championship.
You did state that before, Skip, that they were picking up UGA trash.
Okay, I get it. I said it when we picked up. I keep saying Kirby.
Mark Rick.
When we picked up Rick, I said it. Didn't want him there. Then they win 8 games. But anyway, picked up UGA trash today. Yeah, y'all trash the whole team. Nah.
Well, fellas, even though it has been a week, we still have to discuss it. Ohio State is the 2024 college football national champions. They also were the winners of the first 4-round playoff system, and now they have won the first 12-round playoff system. With the traditional 4-round playoff system, neither one of these teams would have made the playoffs.
Kudos to them. Ryan Day got the purple monkey off his back, if you would say, by winning the national championship, because they hadn't won anything. They still was doing whatever. The last 2 years has been a Big Ten national champion with Michigan and Ohio State winning. But kudos to them, man. I know a lot of naysayers out there. They had a $40 million roster and so forth and so on. But that's the game we playing now. So
what was Georgia's roster? What was their roster worth?
Damn near wasn't that. They didn't even. They haven't put it out. They didn't put it out.
Exactly.
Georgia wasn't paying that much money. I'm gonna tell you that because they couldn't do the NIL like that down here. But yeah.
Well, Paul Feinbaum, I usually don't agree with him on too much, but he said the other day, he said, you built you paid for a $20 million roster. Am I supposed to be impressed you won the championship? which you can pay. But Saban said it the best at the beginning of the season. And Skip, I know what you're going to say. He said you can buy a $20 million roster, but if you can't do anything with it, it don't mean shit. He did something with it. He did something with it.
When a person like Paul Feinbaum and what's the dude, the black guy, the heavyset black guy that's always trolling NBA players, don't nobody like him.
Big Perk.
No, not Perkins. No, Perk. No, a non-athlete, big fat round dude. Talked about AI real bad.
Oh, you talking about Jason Whitlock?
Jason Whitlock, Skip Bayless, and this dude Feinbaum.
Mm-hmm.
People listen to them as if they're gurus. What are they gurus in? Talking. What they say does not make sense to anybody but them. You can't tell Skip Bayless and Dallas Cowboys they got 30 Super Bowl rings. Every year, you know I'm telling the truth. When Shannon was on there with him, all he talked about was my Cowboys and Jerry this and blah, 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 blah. Win or lose, they still the best thing since, sliced bread. Feinbaum, these guys, man, we got to stop putting so much stock in what they say. If they stop tuning into them, these networks will do something with them because it's all trash. Who when they right? How many people we know racing season, football, NFL, the highest paid quarterback hardly ever went Super Bowl. So when you got a $40 million roster, you should have done something with it. It don't make sense. It's one of those things that you had to have to get where you are. I don't even. I hate quoting people like them. I do. But have the Big Ten dethroned the SEC? Has the power shifted? No. I don't think the power is shifted. I think the power is spread out. That's what I think. I think the power now is like how mist comes down and just covers the whole ground. I think the power is everywhere now. We had Dallas and Georgia that had all Americans on the bench, ready to go. You had 5 stars chomping at the bit to get there. That's shifted, but the power, no, I think it's spread out amongst the whole NCAA.
You got parity now. It's more interesting where we don't have to worry about on a Saturday afternoon. You got a team playing,
I can't say that. Okay,
yeah, look, yeah.
Okay.
Now that you got a powerhouse team playing against a non-conference backyard university type team, and we know they're going to put 50 up. So now it's any given Saturday, we got something to watch. You follow me? Oh, excuse me. So that's the part I like about it. Now we can cheer for our favorite team. We can, it's a conversation every week where we know, Georgia might go play whoever. Georgia can get their butt whooped. Miami might play whoever. Miami can get their butt whooped. South Carolina and so forth. All the team is parity now, and I'm not mad at it. That's what it should have been. If I know is they play these cupcake teams so they can basically practice and get at universities some money. I'd be glad when they cut that out because I want to see ranked all the way down. You follow me? You got teams playing against ranked on rank every week, and that way we know what's what. Ain't no clear cut wondering who's number one.
Right, and I think they got to put some kind of cap, do something with a cap for the NIL or the amount of money one athlete is entitled to receive. Because
Saban for commissioner.
Yeah, but no, because Saban to get rid of it.
No,
I think he'd get rid of it.
No, we far gone.
We're already too far into it. Just let him run it.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
You gotta say
we had
Billy Round. Okay,
I'm saying fat. I don't care.
Me too.
All right, well, fellas,
I agree, TC. He is a hater.
We had 2 championship games yesterday, one being the NFC Championship, where the Washington Commanders went to Philadelphia and, as D predicted, got boat raced 55 in a playoff game.
Good
God, I wanted it to at least be somewhat of a game.
They got hit from the back.
Fuck. I mean, good God.
Oh,
But
Jesus.
coming to the stage, Mr. Diamond Dirty D, talk about your Eagles. Hang on, before you do.
Woo!
Oh my God, no. Oh, you can't hear it? We playing Fly Eagles Fly.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Listen.
All right, I didn't know that song was that damn long. There you go.
Yeah, you got to stop it. Listen here. At the end of the day, I just say one thing I've been telling my son, and I want y'all to pick this up when anybody start running off at the mouth and talk about your team. We have a Saquon. That's all I say now. I don't say anything else. You know what I'm saying?
Can't say cut that mess off.
We have a Saquon. That's it. And again, this is what happens when you invest in your team. Howard Roseman has done a wonderful job as a GM. He's done the scouting department of what they've done in the draft and so forth. And you signing a key piece from a division rival. Listen, it's pick your poison on the offense. The defensive coordinator has put in place with all them Georgia boys over there. The key acquisition, the free agent going to get Chauncey Gardner back on the team, has put them in a position. In the last 3 years, you've been to two Super. The last 4 years, you've been to 2 Super Bowls. Listen. Oh, I'm not a Falcon fan.
No, he's not talking about you. He's not talking about you. Keep going.
So at the end of the day, we got to finish the job. We had them on the ropes 3 years ago, and we lost it. Jalen outplayed Mahomes, and I do know this: to be the man, you got to beat the man, and Mahomes is the man. And and quite fitting that we are the ones to try to stop this three-peat. It's never happened in the NFL. This is a history moment game also. So, again, don't talk to me. You start talking that trash, I'm just going to tell you one thing. We have a Saquon.
All right. Y'all know a couple of weeks ago I said if the Commanders beat Detroit, they were going to go to the Super Bowl. Didn't say they were going to win. I just felt like they couldn't have been stopped. This man over here told me, hey, you crazy. We're going to punish him. I'm like, boy, you ain't even seeing how they've been playing, man. You see what they did at the top? You see what they did? Blah, 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 blah. But anyway, congrats to the Eagle fans. I was rooting for y'all to lose just cause, no other reason outside of it's his team. No hate here. Congrats, but y'all got to finish.
Yes. Oh, I had one more thing to say. We got to give the Washington Commanders, Redskins, they props. They found their quarterback, Dan Quinn. You did a hell of a job. They didn't win but 4 games last year. You got to tighten up your run defense. But the quarterback is unbelievable. He plays with poise. He's playing above his years as a rookie. They're a couple of weapons away. And I'm talking about they're going to be here for the next 10 years. They're going to be a problem. As long as he stays healthy, it's going to be an issue. And I think the paradigm has shifted in the NFC again, where you might have the rivalry of Philadelphia and Washington because we know someone else's team, not throwing shade. They're in a little disarray right now of what they got going on. And I'm just being real from what we see.
You talking about the Giants?
Yeah. So, I'm more concerned with what Washington has going on right now because they just going to build around that young kid, and kudos to him.
Well, go ahead, Skip.
I don't think they need any more weapons on offense. I think they need to shore that defense up.
Yes, I agree,
Look
Skip.
what he's done with what he got. You think about this, Tom Brady didn't have all-world receivers. He had a fire-ass tight end, decent running back, and he had guys that could burn and guys that would catch the ball. That's what he needs. If you bring a big-name receiver there with all of the fanfare that's going to come with him, it's going to be a distraction to the offense itself. I think they need to get that defense up and let that offense do what it do because they showed that they can score. They just didn't score.
Offense.
Yeah.
Their offense is made up of experienced guys. I mean,
right. I don't think they need a big name right now anyway. If the defense was tight, then yeah, but I don't think so.
Well, all right, let me ask y'all this. Jaden Daniels, we found out that he has all season long been using virtual reality to help him train. Do you think that VR might be the future of quarterbacking?
No.
Yes.
No,
Me
hang on. We
playing.
got two different
Oh,
answers. You
I'm
said
sorry.
yes.
Yeah.
He said no. All right, go
Let
ahead.
it go, bro.
Because now that we are video gamers, and you know, they're using some of the games to train our army people with some of this war stuff, and some of the police officers also, and firefighters. I do believe Tars can speak to that. And some of the virtual reality. Go ahead, mama fine. So anyway, but no, it's going to now, because now that you see that they have the games now where we actually can put on the headset and act like we the quarterback. It works with reading a defense. If you're not able to read one and know the different coverages, now you can get in your personal time when you're not on the field in real life and sit at home and put that on, look at film, and now you can put that on the screen as you and run through a couple of plays. So I do think it helped him in his development.
Right, but it's not the future of quarterbacking. And the reason I say that is because it's still virtual. You got to think about that one dog safety. In virtual, you can't make him Ronnie Lott and him Deion Sanders. You get what I'm saying? So I think as far as reviewing game film, I think it'll work perfect. You know, because you're here on the field and you can see from a bird's eye view everything that you should be seeing from under the center. I think it'll work that way. But as far as being a virtual tool for all quarterbacks should use, it's according to how they're using it. But I don't think it'll be something that they have to, you know, it'll be a mandatory thing. At least not right now, because AI is getting outrageous. So, in my opinion, not right now. And Tars, you're going to jail. You're going to jail.
Hey man, he ain't say nothing wrong.
And you know, Mr. Parker, I don't think Saquon has made running backs great again. I think Saquon has woke up the teams in the NFL to the fact that running backs are important again. Because before it was quarterback, running back, and everybody else. Now it's quarterback, wide receiver, and everybody else. You get what I'm saying? So they were diminishing the running backs because, you know, it was a pass-happy league. So he just proved and showed that I built myself up here and y'all messed on me. So let me show y'all what y'all did, what y'all lost. And I think he did. I really wish that he had broke the record. I'm so sick of these old heads coming back talking about he ain't gonna do it, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, the league is different. Yeah, the guys are bigger, faster, stronger, but I wish he had broke it so I could stop hearing all that.
I do too. I agree. But hey, it is what it is.
Well, last thing on the Commanders and Eagles game. I think the Commanders lost the mojo after the first drive. You went 3 for 3 on 4th down to kick a field goal on another 4th and 1. And after that, Philly ran right down the field in what, 4 plays, and scored.
Well, you got to think when you see something like that, and that's what I'm going to say. The NFL and a lot of our sports have turned into an analytical type league now, where they're using analytics to do certain things. And I was saying, damn, we turned this into a Madden football game, because that's what they do on Madden. They going for it on 4th down and so forth or whatever. But I mean, I don't know what you thought it was going to be. It was going to be liquid fire through hate the whole night. So hey, there you go.
What'd Saban say? Shit through a tin horn.
Charles, you know, you know that they say this and they say that. If the man in a football season, if the man breaks the record, now if it's 20 games, I get it, but it's one more game.
Well,
you're saying 15. Eric Dixon didn't play when they were only played 15 games. He played a 16-game season. Now, if he was hurt, that's on him. But it's still a 16 game. If he could have done it. So
now
I'm just sick of hearing it.
To say that Eric Dixon, to say how he broke it, OJ record was in less games than that. So you played
exactly. That was a 12-game season.
Yeah, you played more games to break OJ record. But hey, that's need to hear that.
I agree with you, Vince, because if you remember last week when they played Detroit, when Washington and Detroit played, 5 turnovers for Detroit. That was ultimately what cost them the game, was turning the ball over 5 times. All right, fellas. Well, we also had – go ahead, Skip.
No, I'm just looking at Taurus. I don't want to get off track. Taurus, that's a whole nother – they give LeBron flack because they know he's great. And I'll leave it at that.
Let's leave it at that, because we had another game last night that was the AFC Championship. The Kansas City Chiefs took on the Buffalo Bills and ultimately took home the AFC Championship again. 32-29 was the final score in that game. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. I don't care about the conspiracy theorist. You can call me whatever. The refs cheated. Josh Allen converted that 4th and 1 in the 4th quarter. 100%. You see it in every angle. And the pass at the end, near the end of the game, that got the Chiefs in the red zone, that was a 50-50 ball between the receiver and the corner, hit the ground. That was incomplete. I get if there is a tie, it always goes to the receiver. But that ball hit the ground, and every angle showed it. It was an incomplete pass. Chiefs are going back to the Super Bowl. Fellas, give it to me.
I will say this, arguably that was probably the best game that we seen competitively.
100%
of the day, because the other game got on the hand real quickly. Other than that, man, I know that's my son's team. He loves them to death, but it's every week now that you are watching. We're watching the Zebras more than we watching Kansas City and whoever they playing. This is what this is coming down to, and calls get called in every game, close, none, holding. You call holding every play if you want to. But in my opinion, I do believe that was a first down. I seen it. Everybody's seen it. But you shouldn't have put yourself in that predicament. You can't be kicking field goals against Kansas City. You got to put your foot on their throat when you can. When I looked up the score was 21-10. Now, kudos to Buffalo getting back in that game, because he could have got ugly real quickly. And we wouldn't be having this conversation about it being close. But his record, Mahomes' record in one-score games is unbelievable. And it's
7-7.
It's hard. And for the Buffalo to be 0-4 against him in the playoffs, Josh Allen this, Josh Allen that. Again, to beat the man, you got to beat the man. And you cannot beat the man. And it is what it is. You cannot. And it ain't just him. The defense is also playing too. So, I mean, don't leave it up to them if that's the case. Go ahead, Skip.
That statement, don't leave it up to them. It shouldn't be made, because the refs are a part of the game. It doesn't matter what you do, they're going to be a part of the game. We've seen the consistency of bad calls, wrong calls going Kansas City's way for the bigger part of the season. If we don't get a committee, a rules committee or a corrections committee or a replay committee or whatever to come together, if the NFL Players Association will do something about it, then it's going to keep happening. They're going to promote who they want to promote and call for who they want to call for, because we've seen Pat Mahomes get roughing the passer calls when it was, a touch of the shoulder pads. And we, like yesterday, like Kev said, that is cheating, man. If they get the 4th and 1, outcome of the game changes. If that ball is deemed incomplete, outcome of the game changes. So when you say leave it in their hands, they did their job. The refs screwed it up. So
that's what I mean, Steve.
Yeah, right. But the statement, you can't leave it in their hands. What else could the defense have done outside of what they did? It was almost an interception. It was almost a reception. It was an incomplete pass. Everybody saw it but the refs. I mean, I don't know what lens they were looking through. It was a 4-for-1. All the replays showed he got far enough. Who didn't see it? And what are the replay officials doing?
Don't you come over here with that.
Pay the what?
Pay the refs. You pay the zebra. Zebra. That's my son. But what I agree with you, Skip. What I mean by that is don't leave it in their hands. If you do what you're supposed to do, as far as getting first downs, moving the ball and scoring touchdowns. You don't have to worry about a late call holding, because like I said, they can drop a flag every play. You know that is part of the game. They can drop a flag every play for holding. You know this. You know what I'm saying? But when you, as Tarsh just said, James Cook should have got a little more touches, I believe, than leaving it up. You know, they was sitting.
God damn it! Why does this shit keep fucking freezing?
Hey man, what is wrong
You're not frozen.
You're not frozen. You are now.
Now he is. He just froze as soon as he said that. But yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. It could go either way. But the thing is, when I hear people say you can't leave it in the ref's hands, nobody scores every play, every possession. Nobody scores every possession. So when the punts happen and the interceptions happen and the fumbles happen, that's part of the game. But when the refs are there to make the correct call and the replay system is there to correct the wrong call, and when it comes down to Kansas City, none of it is never corrected. We've seen that in multiple games this year just for that team. Now, the reffing has been bad as a whole throughout the whole league for the last couple of years. But there are no repercussions in place for refs that make terrible, terrible calls and cost teams the games or eject players for whatever the case may be. But until then, it's just going to be a ref's game.
All right. Well, as we know,
he might need his TV monitor better. Kev, he ragging your TV, man.
He's saying if I thought the replay was right, I thought the replay was wrong. And I thought they told him it was, I don't know what he's talking about.
He's probably high. He's talking about your TV.
Folks be talking to themselves in the comments and not, have a conversation, player.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, as we know, we're getting a rematch from a couple of years ago in the Super Bowl. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles will be in New Orleans. Obviously, we know who D is going with. Skip, I think you said you were with the Eagles on this.
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
Friggin' know. I don't know, man. It's like the devil and
right.
Which one do I hate less?
The Eagles have been playing so good in the playoffs, so Kev. They've been playing with enough. They've given themselves enough lead or cushion to rest their starters. Now they got 2 weeks, of course, but I just don't think if the momentum dies, then yeah, Kansas City gonna get the edge. But I just don't think the Kansas City is gonna beat Philadelphia, man. I don't see it.
Skip, let me ask you this. Hang on, let me ask you this, Skip. If it was the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, would you pick them? If the Seahawks replaced the Eagles right now,
no,
you wouldn't.
Which talking about this year Seahawks?
I'm hypothetically, if the Seahawks is playing the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
He just talking about the team.
No.
Okay, then I gotta go with KC here because I can't pick Philly. That's the dilemma I've been fighting.
Wow,
you comparing the Seahawks to
no, Skip. What he's saying is you a 49er fan. Would you don't like the Seahawks? That's your rival. So would you pick them in the Super Bowl?
No. But the thing is, Seahawks don't have the talent across the board like Philadelphia has, dog.
He's just saying, period, Skip. If they made it, just like for instance.
Oh, you talking about the NFC?
Yeah. If they
because Philly is obviously my most hated rival. So I
got you.
But I don't want this three-peat for Kansas City. So it's hard for me to pick this game. I was trying to get some advice on that.
I got you. Look at this. If Washington had to beat Philadelphia, I told y'all 2 weeks ago, I was going with Washington. I didn't give a damn who they played unless it was Lamar. That's what I said. So, no, it ain't got nothing to do with that. The teams. My team is out. And I told y'all I wasn't going to ride with nobody, but I'm riding with them because I don't want Kansas City to win 3 in a row. I don't. That's the only reason.
My next question would be if Philly wins, outside of that, what if you place Jalen Hurts in the top tiers of these quarterbacks of right now? You have let me finish what I'm putting out there. You have a Mahomes, you have a Lamar, you got a Josh Allen, you got a Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts. Why not? He's been to 2 Super Bowls. He hasn't won one. He was runner-up to the MVP 3 years ago. Where is he at? Lamar and Josh Allen ain't made it nowhere.
Lamar got 2 MVPs, sir.
He got 2
See,
MVPs.
now we talk about you. Look at all these players that got rings that don't even touch the field. So don't give me that because he won a ring, it makes him in the top 5. No, sir.
No, what I'm saying to you is, they are acting like he's not a top tier quarterback in this league compared to these other guys. I'm not talking about no. We know Lamar is the standard for the MVP. I would say him and Mahomes. We know that. Okay. But when it's mentioned, you act like this dude is just chopped liver. He just out there just doing nothing.
Okay, now
you take him off that team.
Was it the beginning of this year? Or was it the end of last year? They was talking about trying to bench him.
They haven't been talking about trying to bench him. That was way back here before Sirianni and them took over.
Okay,
he's not been asked about bench. He played hurt last year, but at the end of the day, I'm just saying, when do you stop? When they start comparing. Matter of fact, what I'm saying to you is, Skip, last week, Josh Allen and him throw for the exact amount of yards, 128 yards. They said Josh Allen willed his team to victory. He did everything he had to do to win the game, so forth.
That's that engine, man. That's that engine.
But that's what I'm saying. Then when Jalen Hurts had the same thing, they said, "Oh, he need to do more. He needs to learn how to throw the ball around. He needs to do that." Damn, like, do we supposed to win the game and move on? Exactly, but we get it.
But now, Lamar Jackson throw for 4,000 yards, rush for 1,000 yards, and that ain't enough. It's more than what Joe did or Josh did. You see what I'm saying? But it still ain't enough. He ain't willed his team. He got the king in the backfield. You get what I'm saying? So it's always going to be a butt with the black quarterback. That's just it. So we got to just take it for what it is. But when you say top 5, he ain't a top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
So who number 5?
I said Troy. I put Dak in front of him. Dak is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
36-8 against the NFC. NFC East, I want to say.
I'm not talking about records. I'm not talking about records. I'm talking about straight stats. Dak is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. Straight quarterback stats.
Okay.
Tell me I'm wrong.
He's not.
Stat-wise, D, come on, man.
He's not.
The man is throwing for 4,000 yards. Come on, man.
He's not.
Okay, well, that's your team. I get it.
That's
I bet you.
This man right here wants to get rid of Dak Prescott, and that's his quarterback.
That's what Cowboy fans want to get rid of everybody.
I never said get rid of Dak Prescott.
At the end of the day, Dak Prescott is not better than Jalen Hurts.
Okay,
he beat him more than Jalen Hurts and beat him.
It has nothing.
One more thing, we're gonna keep it moving. Give me a stat line that shows me what Jalen Hurts is better.
He in the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's it.
That's all I have to say.
There you go. Okay. Well, that's the stat line. That's the one they compare quarterbacks to. Super Bowl appearances. That's it. That's a stat line.
What I'm telling you is
evidently,
let me finish. Evidently, you must be a better quarterback. You doing something to get your team to the Super Bowl, and he's not a what is it called, a game manager. You know, if you take him off that team, they don't go to no Super Bowl.
How many rushing touchdowns? They had 7 rushing touchdowns, right?
Come on.
You had to hand the ball off to get those, correct?
No, sir. He had 3 of them.
And from the 1-yard line, stop it.
You just don't do that. Keep moving. I'm not even finna do that with you. Keep going. I'm not even finna do that with you. I'm not doing that.
Okay, well, you ain't got to. I'm gonna say it anyway. You could be mad. Tell me the last 20-yard rushing touchdown he had.
He just last week he ran for one for about 40.
I said they had 7 rushing touchdowns yesterday.
How
many longer than 10 yards did he have? And you gonna call that a stat?
That's a touchdown. What you talking about? Wait, watch this.
Dak Prescott is a better quarterback.
Watch this. Let me say this to you. You need to cut it out with your foolishness because Emmitt Smith got a bunch. Emmitt Smith got a bunch of touchdowns from the one. Does he not?
Did I ever call Emmitt Smith the greatest? You're right. But did I ever call Emmitt Smith the greatest running back?
LaDainian Thompson has a bunch of touchdowns from the one. Does he not?
No.
He doesn't?
No.
LaDainian Thompson, the one that broke the record. What are you talking about?
He didn't have him from the 1 yard line.
Yes, he did.
All right, man. Anyway, I don't care what stat or parameter you bring up. Dak Prescott is a better quarterback than that man all the way around.
I'm not mad at you. That's your opinion. And we're in the Super Bowl and Dak at home. Thank you. Continue.
And you've been there before and lost, just like that.
Continue. Please don't talk about losing those Super Bowls right now, sir. You don't need to bring that up.
Well, you need to win some more to get where I'm at.
You right.
All right. There we go.
There we go. Let's talk about it.
Let's go into the coaching carousel. There have been some big moves, and one that I thought was very interesting. Pete Carroll has agreed to be the Vegas Raiders head coach after retiring from coaching last year and going into the front office of Seattle. Yeah, man, he's back as a coach in the NFL. What do we think of this?
The Raiders should have stayed with Pierce. Paul Pierce. God.
You right.
What's his name? What's his first name?
Antonio Pierce.
Antonio Pierce. They should have stayed with him, man. He's a player's coach. They rallied around that man. You're bringing in a retired guy that pretty much lost it. I mean, he's one of those coaches that's going to coach because of what he did, not because of what he's doing. Belichick did and changed and got better year after year after year. He had Tom Brady, of course, but he brought in pieces. When Brown left after the first Super Bowl, he brought in Edelman. Not Edelman. What's the other little short quarterback, wide receiver? He plugged and played what he needed to win. His formula worked. Carroll's formula worked for 2 years. Beast mode left, defense left, and that was it. And you tried to put your boy on the pedestal, and that didn't work. So no, I think it's a bad move. If they get Shador, we'll get the hype behind it, but I just don't see him recreating what he did in Seattle. So I think it was a bad hire.
I see what they're trying to do with him. He is known for building a team. Maybe he can help get the Raiders back on the map. They are picking at number 6 right now. I will see them trying to move up and try to get a quarterback because that's what they need. They haven't had a quarterback in a while. And I ain't mad at them for hiring him. And I agree with you, Skip. Antonio Pierce, he was a player's coach, but these are the Raiders. You know, they want to make a splash. This is what happens. You know, hey, out of the jobs, Raiders' job looked pretty well for anybody who wanted to take it, but you know.
And Taurus, you talking about you told us Deion wasn't going nowhere. Deion told us he wasn't going nowhere way back when he first got the Colorado job. Y'all just weren't paying attention. Shannon Sharp asked him the question if the NFL came calling, would you go? And he emphatically said no. It's just y'all thought, and everybody else thought, well, he's doing so well, they're going to pay him $20 million a year. It's nothing when you can't control your players. That's his reasoning for not going to the NFL. The guys are going to be making more money than him. What leverage does he have? I'm going to put you on the bench. Not making $20 million a year, you ain't. But anyway, go ahead, Kev.
All right. Well, the Jacksonville Jaguars have booted Doug Peterson and hired Tampa Bay offensive coordinator Liam Cohen as their new head coach.
He sounds like a gangster, Liam.
Again,
I ain't never met no G named Liam. I'll tell you that. I know about 3 of them.
I tell you that I think the Jacksonville Jaguars missed their calling when they could have hired Brian Leftwich a couple years back when he was the offensive coordinator for Tampa Bay at the time. But now, I mean, they might have had a man, but that franchise is in disarray until they get some playmakers. And I'm going to say this. I think me and Bo was having a conversation with somebody else. I can't, I don't remember. But they're going to mess around, and Goldilocks right now is in that Matthew Stafford type comparison. And I ain't talking about stat-wise, when Matthew Stafford was all the way up in Detroit, all them
Mhm.
years playing for that trash franchise, and then he left and went somewhere and won in the Super Bowl. That's what it looks like unless they get talent around the man. Because right now, they in disarray. They get flashes that you see or whatever, but hopefully they can get it together because this, Duval, stand up.
It's almost like bobbing for apples. There's going to be certain apples that you touch them and they right back to the top. The Kansas City, the Philadelphia, the Dallas 49, all those teams. So I think Jacksonville is that one that as soon as you touch it, it just goes to the bottom where they're comfortable at. So until they change their identity, which this new coach might, till they get some dogs in there, which they could get through free agency, they're gonna be bottom feeders. So that's just
All right. Well, the New York Jets, after firing Robert Saleh back in October, which I still think was one of the stupidest moves they could have made, Aaron Glenn has been hired as their new head coach. As we know, Aaron Glenn was the most recent defensive coordinator for the Lions.
It's part of like with Walsh and with a lot of these other head coaches, their tree now is starting to bloom, starting to branch out, and that's what they're doing. I don't understand the firing of Saleh. I just don't. But we're not.
The number. Okay, Skip. I'm sorry. Just let me get this out.
Mm-hmm.
Your defense hadn't let up a touchdown in 3 friggin' weeks. Robert Saleh is a defensive coach.
And that's
the
why
defense was not the problem. It was this trash-ass old man Aaron Rodgers. I've been telling y'all needed to retire when he went into the woods to do ayahuasca. Trying to play shot call. He's trying to play GM and quarterback. Okay, all right. That's it. The Jets will always be dumpster fire because they do dumb shit like that. Go ahead.
You all right? Okay.
Aaron Glenn being a former Jet player, good hire. He played for the Jets at cornerback back in the day. Also, like you said, Skip said, the tree they're gonna start picking off the tree. When you have a successful team, your coordinators are the ones that start getting snatched away and going different places. Now, again, here we are again. The Jets are hiring a defensive coordinator as their head coach. As Kev just said, the defense ain't the problem. And it was reported today that they said they got to have a conversation sooner than later with Aaron Rodgers. Listen, you're not finna hold my franchise
Absolutely
hostage.
not.
You're not finna hold my franchise hostage. They need to find out what they gonna do, if they gonna make a move in the draft or whatever. And as of right now, he's still working on getting his staff together. So the jury's still out of what the Jets gonna be. The Jets have been a laughing stock since I've been on this earth, and they're gonna continue to be a laughing stock if they don't get this right. I know he has ties to the organization because he played for them. So hopefully he does well, because I'm telling you, Sauce Gardner, that number 1 cornerback over there, gonna be out the door.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna pay him. That ain't about getting paid. They ain't about worried about him getting paid. It's about the man want to compete and win championship. These guys want to go win.
Yeah, but
and the Aaron Rodgers history shows when he left Green Bay, he will hold you for hostage until he's ready.
Well, you got to think. Look at what happened to Aaron when he came in the league. He was Brett Favre did the same thing, and it worked for him.
True.
So y'all groomed that. Y'all made that man that, and then he became a 4-time MVP. And okay, a lot of stuff come with that. You know what I mean? So we got to respect it. He earned it.
I know they got Sam Darnold now, but wouldn't it just be the funniest thing ever if Rodgers went to the Vikings?
No.
What? Just follow in Favre's footsteps. Just do it exactly like he did it.
Oh,
all right,
yeah.
Well, speaking back to, because Favre went from the Packers to the Jets to the Vikings, so that would just be some shit, wouldn't it?
But that was just so he could keep playing Green Bay. He wanted to keep playing Green Bay. You know what I mean? So, but I don't see it.
The Detroit Lions have also lost their offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson. He has been hired as the Chicago Bears' new head coach.
I think that's gonna work for your boy, for Caleb, man. I think Caleb needs the right guidance, better than what he would have gotten, what he got in college, because this game is so much faster now. I think also, I hate to say it this way, I think he needs a different playbook, a smaller playbook. A lot of quarterbacks have to learn so much the language and the ins and outs and all this stuff here. And I think that playbook that they had in Chicago was just too much for him, because at times he looked great. Then at times he was, you should have went this way, you should have went that way. And I just think a different playbook, a different style is what he needs in Chicago.
D?
Great hire for Caleb, because he needed an offensive guru type coach. Even Flus was a defensive coordinator, head coach. So this is what you need when you got a young quarterback and you got young talent on the offensive side of the ball. If they can get that right, because a lot of games that the Bears played this year, they were competitive and they were in the game. They'll just do some bump, just something crazy on the field, and they'll lose. They finally beat Green Bay after all these years and so forth. So they might have something to build on. But I think they got their man. Caleb puts in the work, which Ben Johnson will make him put in that work. He turned Jared Goff's career around. Now he has another quarterback again that he can put his hands on and see what they do.
I agree. All right, two more to get to here. Mike Vrabel has been hired as New England's head coach.
I'm not shocked. He's a former New England linebacker. He has the New England pedigree in him. You see, they went back already and got Josh McDaniels. They trying to rekindle what they had when Belichick was there, and this is what they do. I'm just upset how they got rid of Gerard Mayo after 1 year. You put this man in a situation with the worst roster in the NFL, and you expected him to make make a 5-course meal, and you got doo-doo products to put out there on the field, and you give him a rookie quarterback also. Why you didn't give him the 3, 4, 5 year plan to let him put his stamp on it? So, if you wanted Vrabel, why you didn't have Vrabel last year? You could have went and got him last year. So this team, the heyday might be over, Skip. We might go back to the days of Steve Grogan and Tony Eason days of
Wow.
You follow me?
That's a long time ago.
But you got to think about it. Do they not look like those Patriots again?
Yeah, because the identity's gone. Belichick was the identity. He knew what he needed to make his idea come to fruition. They hire on.
Oh Lord, come on, Tars.
But I don't like Vrabel as a head coach. Has he coached anywhere?
Yeah, he was Tennessee coach.
He was the Titans head coach.
I don't. I get it. The Patriots.
He's a good motivator. He's a good motivator.
But he didn't motivate Tennessee to do that. If they had to have Derrick Henry, they would have been nothing. So, but anyway, go.
For this last one, as my card down here says, Jerry Jones, make me drink. So in honor of that, before I get to this, fellas, if you have one.
Man,
all right. You got one?
There we go.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, Kel, you better slow down, boy. You home. So you all right.
The Dallas Cowboys have hired Brian Schottenheimer as their new head coach. Schottenheimer has been with the team a few years as the offensive coordinator who did not call plays because Mike McCarthy was doing that. I got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. I'm going to. I got D. You said it like I'm going to the transfer portal. I got 1 foot in the transfer portal. All right, I'll have my decision by week 1 of preseason, what I'm going to do. I got to look, I got to study, I got to see, and Skip, you were exactly right. This is Jason Garrett 2.0. We had Wade Phillips. Jerry fires him. Jason Garrett comes in for, I believe it was 8 years. 8 years of mediocre football. I remember we had 3 8-8 seasons in a row. They hired Matt Eberflus as the defensive coordinator, I heard today.
He's getting interviewed. They have
okay. Well,
but
what are you doing? What are you doing?
He wants control.
I know that's all. That's exactly what it is.
He wants to keep controls. Yeah, keep control.
Well, he was gonna keep it because he signs the checks. This is where everybody was screaming Dion, everybody was screaming Belichick, everybody was screaming all of these prolific head coaches, and we both said, ain't no way those coaches are going to that franchise because of who signs the checks. He wants complete control, like you and mom and dad and y'all the children, and it just ain't gonna work for them no more. It's proven all of the great coaches he had, they walked. They got alone because of the owner. So until he gets it through his head that you cannot orchestrate another Super Bowl with what you think will be good for that team, they're going to be a dumpster fire. And I said it beginning of this podcast season. Number 11 is going to leave Dallas next year. He becomes a free agent after this upcoming season, correct?
He's free agent now.
You watch. They're going to play with him, and somebody going to put that bag out there.
Yes,
and Taurus, for legal reasons, I can't show the actual label, but no, sir. No Dr. Pepper. I don't drink soda.
He was messing with okay. Listen, what I told you, what I was.
Well, Skip, it's me with work. I can't show the.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but this ain't no cars. Oh, boy, this a real box. Go ahead, D. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I told when I told you this, I know we, like I said, we mess with each other. We pick at each other's teams. That's what we do here. But I told you, Kev, a couple of weeks ago, that this job was not the one that every coach was a suitor for. You follow me? You got to look at the roster. You got to look at the roster, how it's compiled. Yes, you have a top quarterback in place. You got a top one of the top wide receivers in the game in place. But it's a lot of holes, and the money is not there. And nobody's going to deal with that situation along with Jerry Jones staying down your back. He gets introduced today. Jerry Jones is so crazy. He didn't introduce him as head coach Callahan or whatever. He introduced him as the Cowboys head coach. You see what I'm saying? Everybody introduced head coach Aaron Glenn, head coach, whatever. He's still marking the team as a brand instead of a football team. And
because this is business.
And he's made it where it's a business. I heard that now that some of y'all season ticket holders are revoking their ticket season holders because of what's going on here. It's getting to the point. This is America's team is gone. This is becoming a farce. You follow me? And I feel for every Cowboy fan because you want the team to be successful, but every year it's foolishness. It's becoming to a sideshow program down there. I don't know, Kev, what's as of right now, as you being a Cowboy fan till you get picked up and you get your NIL money. What's the high of wins to the lower wins? Because you're not gonna tell me you got Super Bowl aspirations right now. You're not gonna say that. Kev.
Oh, you're asking me? Oh, hell no. Hell no. And Schottenheimer got on there today and was talking about that. Talking about we're coming in to get a championship and go to the Super Bowl. Shut up.
He said it. Schottenheimer.
Dan Quinn.
I said Callahan. I meant Schottenheimer.
Dan Quinn took damn near our entire defense with him. He took our offensive line. He took, if you watch that, if you look at that Commanders roster, half of them were damn Cowboys the last 3 years. And he just got Al Harris, our DB's coach, who, in my opinion, should have been in the running for a defensive coordinator spot this past season after Dan Quinn leaving instead of Mike Zimmer. But Jerry Jones it's the Jerry show. It's the Jerry show. We're not Taurus, I see you say he needs to listen to Magic, and all these celebrities and old athletes keep saying this what Jerry need to do, this what Jerry need to do. Jerry needs to listen to the fans, because the fans are the one putting the money in his pocket. And when you start losing the fan base, you kind of got to start looking at it like, Take the Carolina Panthers. Take the Carolina Panthers. Remember, I sent y'all a screenshot a year and a half ago. They had tickets going for like 45 cents.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna happen in Dallas Stadium.
That ain't gonna happen. See, that's the thing. If your fan base would stop, going, which they
remember the Carolina Panthers were selling tickets for 45 damn cents.
You're right, but that's a different franchise, though, Kev. Y'all are at the top of the heap, man.
That's what I'm saying.
That ain't gonna happen. Y'all can have one fan. Them ticket prices ain't gonna change. That's y'all coming.
That ain't nobody going.
But that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
If
you gotta hit Jerry in his pockets.
Right.
That's the way to get him to listen. Hit him in his pockets.
Deepest pockets, though. He has the deepest pockets.
I get it, but rich people are greedy. If I made $10 million last year and I come back with 9 this year, I'm pretty pissed. $1 million is still $1 million.
But again, your fan base has to stand up and say, hey, we're not going. Your fan base, I'm not saying you. Your fan base has been delusional since 95.
Him too? Shit. No, don't you're not saying him too.
But I don't want to get him riled up. I'm not trying to get that.
I did it. You delusional too.
You know what I'm saying? So you at the end of the day, you got to sit up and just do y'all need to protest around that stadium down there. That might get his attention, and somebody need to find some type of paperwork on him to get him outside. You see what I mean? Daniel Snyder, you got him out, and you see what the Commanders did. But I mean, something has to happen, because this is becoming a trash organization right before our eyes. And I'm being honest with you.
Hey, I'm in complete agreement here. Like I said, fans for portal. I have 1 foot in it. I'm gonna reassess when the season starts. And Skip, I don't want you to call me a fair weather fan, because I've been dealing with this my entire life.
I know you bleed Cowboy blue. The question
my entire life, I'm tired of it.
The question I was going to ask was serious question. The quote unquote fans for portal. Who are you going to transfer to?
No, that's why I say I got to look. I lean. I thought about this the other day. I seem to lean more towards the NFC when it comes to style of play. That ain't never happened. It ain't gonna be. I'm out of the NFC East. If I leave, I'm out of the East. That's for damn sure. If I leave, I'm out of the East. But Skip, I will tell you who is number 1 in my thinking right now. We've been talking about him all year. Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Not a bad move. Not a bad move.
I want to wait to see what they do with Baker and what moves they make. But
if they let Baker go, they're going to do the same thing Dallas doing. Look at
this. I'm sorry, dog. I told you. I had too much Eagle hate in my blood for me to be able to do it.
Hey, send them NIL papers over there, D.
Hey, just remember, money talks, guys. Just remember, money talks.
Okay, go ahead, Gil. Go ahead.
Hey. All right. Well, there is still 1 head coaching job left in the NFL, and that is the New Orleans Saints. There is also rumors of Derek Carr getting gone.
Well,
because the Saints organization is really digging the rat dog.
Listen,
Spencer Rattler.
It's a Rattler. I said Rattler.
Mm-hmm. Rattler.
Yeah. Young QB.
Let me say this to you. If Mike McCarthy is the leading candidate right now. Oh, hold on. Let me back up. I'm sorry because you was going on your tirade. Let me back up to this Cowboy thing. I'm sorry, ladies.
God damn, we talking about them again?
No, I had to bring this up because you said that Kellen Moore 2 years ago was the problem, and come to find out, it was Mike McCarthy. So let's go to that now. Mike McCarthy is supposed to be the leading candidate for the Saints job as of right now.
I'm here.
That is disturbing to me because this man has won 12 games the last 3 years with the Cowboys, and they let him go. They let him walk for nothing. To hire an offensive coordinator that didn't call plays. Now, the Saints organization is in disarray also, Skip, because their payroll is out of the wazoo.
They ain't got no damn money.
Their payroll, they're going to have to cut some folks, let some people go, and they're in a rebuilding season. They don't want to say it, but that's what it is. But Derek Carr don't want to take a pay cut. That's one thing. That's one thing. That's one thing right there. They have a nucleus of player, but they have an aging defense. They one of the older teams in the league. So I don't know what's what. They got Kellen Moore, possibility they can talk to, but of course he's preparing for the Super Bowl. But the Mike McCarthy thing is very, very, very interesting to me going down to voodoo country.
Yeah, but if you're having money issues, and I know quarterback, I don't think head coach money plays into the salary cap, does it?
No.
Okay, so you're having money issues, and you're going to bring in a quarterback. Not that he's not experienced enough. He's not a Derek Carr, which Derek Carr ain't all that either. But I think he's a better option than Ratliff, whatever his name is. So, he said Tapper just re-signed Baker. But if they do that, it's always going to be like the Drew Brees experiment. Because when they brought Drew Brees to New Orleans, they did not expect him to be what he became. He was coming off a shoulder injury. They brought him there for veteran leadership. Am I correct, D? When he came out of San Diego, the Chargers at the time, he was hurt. He was coming off an injury. They were like, well, if he's anything like himself, he'll get us 8-8, 10-6, playoffs and this and that. And he became the great Drew Brees. So I don't see that happening now.
Well, what they're looking at with go ahead.
Well, again, they have money issues. So Derek Carr is a starting quarterback right now. Spencer Rattler is the only other bleep on the screen. You got Kamara there at the running back position. Like I say, you got aging defensive players over there. They're gonna get rid of the Honey Badger. What's that? Dominic Davis or Dominic, the one plays linebacker. He's possibly gonna be. Go ahead, Kim.
Hey, Arthur, I believe if you scroll to the very top of the chat, the link should be there.
I mean, I can text you, but I mean,
if he wants to jump on, that's fine.
If you try to jump on, I can text it to him right now, but
I don't see it either.
I got it. But that's the part of it that, again, you got to look into, those type of things. Shit. Go ahead, John. Go ahead. I got it.
All right. Well, fellas, y'all got anything else left in NFL to cover? Because if not, I have something out of the fight world.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, you guys know this, but I don't. Let me get back on. The viewers don't. My wife and I go to various heavy metal shows, and one of there's a Russian heavy metal band that we have taken a liking to, and I just thought it was something that we should bring up real quick. Their lead singer, Alex the Terrible, has won his debut bare knuckle fighting match with a knockout in 37 seconds.
Bare knuckle?
Yes. Now, let me tell you about this dude. If you go to his Instagram, he has a pet bear and a pet tiger that he trains with.
What country does he live in? He's a Russian.
Russia. Right? He's Russian. Yeah, straight Russian.
Okay.
But that's just something interesting. Skip, you got any thoughts on that, D?
Go ahead, Skip.
training with wild, well, they're not wild because you evidently had them since they were babies, right?
No,
I'm assuming.
no.
So how? Okay. So what kind of training could he do with a bear that could prepare him for bare knuckle boxing? You
He
ain't
throws
punching that
punches
bear.
with the bear.
What?
Go look at his Instagram. This dude wrestles the bear. He puts his head in the tiger's mouth and will sit there. Dude, it's insane.
Wait.
Crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna go check that out. But again, I think when you say bare knuckle fighting, is street fighting pretty much what it is without the wrestling.
God damn, I forgot to pay the Wi-Fi bill this month. My bad. I keep freezing.
You're not frozen.
You're not
I froze a second ago. It disconnected on my end.
Okay. But I think he needs to stick with bare knuckle fighting. If he goes to MMA, it'll be a rude awakening for him because I don't think he would have stamina. You're not going to get stamina from playing with animals. You're not going to get technique from playing with animals. You're not going to get a skill set from playing with animals. So that bare knuckle stuff, you go in there, you go for what you know, you land a punch first, you win. But I think that's as far as it's going to go for him unless he's going to get hurt.
He'll probably stay in bare knuckle. If you watch, I watched the fight. It was 37 seconds. It was a clip. His fighting style is very much like speedster. I mean, he's just fucking. Hey, my bad, D. He's just hammering you. And he's a big dude. He's jacked. He's fast, and he's just hammering. There's not a whole lot of technique and form to it. Wasn't any blocking. He was just on this dude for 37 seconds.
So my next question: do they have any of these events here?
Yeah, I went to one. Remember, I went to one a couple of weeks ago. Went to one last month. That was Conor McGregor's league.
Okay, so
it was a fully loaded Georgia card.
Okay, so
the fastest knockout in history happened at
please inform us again when this happens.
The next time.
I got you. Hang on, real quick. I got yeah.
Oh Lord have mercy. You can't take that down. You know you can't.
No, that's a video I recorded. It's fine. It passed. I recorded that. I believe me. We all good, player.
And right there. No, stop. Oh, this is at the place. Okay. Oh my goodness.
See, yeah, I want to attend this because
some of them dudes can't even fight. No.
Yeah, I want to attend this. I just want to see it live, but because we like violence and things of this nature, it's just what it is. But when you talking about he's training with live animals and so forth or whatever, that doesn't help to me personally in the ring because you don't see the effect. That animal ain't gonna go. I mean, you hit it.
He don't get no step from that.
Yeah, what you gonna do? That animal, okay? I can kill you, sir.
Hang on though. You get locked up by a bear. And you have gotten enough to get in there and get out of a bear's grip. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna be able to grip you in boxing. That's just one thing. But
you going to set that up so we can come see this.
Yeah. Think about.
I'll see you the next one is.
If you get out of a bear's grip, if a bear grips you and they're hungry or they're eating, you ain't getting out of it. Yeah, this is playtime. You get what I'm saying? The bear knows that they're playing. So getting out of that grip is more so of the bear not trying to hold him. Think about that. Of course,
he's also training in a real gym. He's obviously he has to in order to be at the level he is that he's starting at. But I have to add that he doesn't like this dude is real deal, like out here playing with wild friggin' beast. Dude's insane. When he's on stage, he'll smash himself in the forehead with his mic until he bleeds. He's cut it. He's like, yeah, it's crazy, insane.
Yeah, that's not good. I don't want to go watch that. Y'all can have that.
It's a wild time
to entertain y'all.
Oh, it's a wild time. All right, well, fellas, what else we got here? I think I might have something in UFC. Let me see.
Let's
talk about the Heat. Let's talk about the Heat.
Oh yeah, we got to get into this Jimmy Butler.
Let's comment on Jimmy Butler with his stupid self.
Take it away. I do have to add. We got to be out of here in 10 minutes.
Go ahead.
Okay. Jimmy Butler has been suspended for the rest of the season or undetermined amount or indefinitely by the Heat for walking out of practice, right, D? Again for the third time.
He walked out of practice again today. This is becoming a sideshow foolishness going on in Miami, and I'm surprised Pat Riley has allowed this to go on.
Pat Riley is the cause of it.
So long. I'm just saying in general, just Pat Riley in general. And my thing is this: I got to say this. If you go back and look at Jimmy Butler's resume in the league, hell of a basketball player, but everywhere he's been, it's been a problem. Chicago, it was an issue. He moved off Chicago, went to Minnesota. It was an issue. He went up to Minnesota. He went to the Sixers. It was an issue. Now you're in Miami. You're gonna get maybe 2, maybe 3 years if you look into his resume skill. That third year is when the wheels fall off. You follow me? Every time in the third year. Now you just signed a contract with $50 million left on it that you're going to get. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But I'm trying to figure out where did the disconnect come in at. We'll get into it as it go on. But this is becoming a farce. You know, it really has. Go ahead, Skip.
It's the farce because superstars have been getting away with what he's bringing to the spotlight now forever. Kobe did it when he was talking about his center. Oh, they had it recorded. Nobody griped about it because it was Kobe. Michael Jordan did it when he got rid of Cartwright and the big bruiser to bring in not Cartwright. Yeah, he got rid of Cartwright. No, he brought Cartwright in. Who was the center he had?
He got rid of Charles Oakley.
Oakley and brought Cartwright in. Now, who in the right mind would have did that? An aging center. So all superstars try and get what they want. It's just not brought to light like what's happening with Jimmy. The one thing about the NBA is guaranteed contract. You can suspend him indefinitely all you want to. If he's healthy and you don't play him, you got to pay him full money. So suspending him with pay, where in the contract does it say if you get suspended, you don't get your money? It doesn't make sense. Trade the man, get it over with. But Pat Riley, don't want to look like I was forced into something. Get rid of him, man. Think of what the players are going to say when they start to lose and Jimmy's sitting on the bench or sitting at home. Boy, if they bring another player in, maybe he can contribute something. But Pat Riley's ego won't let it go. Let that man go. All the commentators are saying it. All the former NBA players are saying it. Pat Riley is the reason that the Heat don't continue to win once they get to the top. He ran Shaq out of town. He ran D. Wade out of town. How you let D. Wade lead Miami? You don't. You didn't want to pay him. It was a $3 million difference. Are you kidding me? That was it. $3 million a year difference, and you let arguably the greatest player the Heat have ever had walk out from drafting him. So go ahead.
I agree with you, Arthur, because like I say again, there's some stuff going on that we don't know. But Jimmy Butler, this is my opinion. I'm just going off of every team that he's been on has been a problem after that third year with him. I don't know. I believe Jimmy Butler got some mental issues going on. There's things going on outside of basketball. I do know, I believe he lost his father in between these years and so forth. Now, Pat Riley is a hard-nosed individual. We know this. But right. if it's a divorce that needs to be done, get it done, y'all. He wants to move on. He wants to move on. Pat Riley is playing hardball. And you know they want fair compensation, but what I do with Jimmy Butler doing what he's doing, nobody's gonna want to deal with that at all.
But what did you say his name was? A. Hamilton. He was suspended those 7 games for conduct detrimental to the team. He's been suspended indefinitely now for walking out of practice. It wasn't something he did wrong outside of leaving the practice facility. So they can't keep putting conduct detrimental to the team on him. What happened?
Keep going.
Oh, I don't think this indefinite suspension is that. I just said that. I know the 7-game suspension, the 7-day or whatever it was for conduct detrimental to the team because him and Pat Riley were shooting barbs at each other. Yes, they can. Okay. Well, the only person this happened to is Ron Artest. They suspend him indefinitely, conduct detrimental to the team. I don't see that happening because he's in a disagreement with the general manager, but
Well, they
Oh man, John Morant had gun charges and whatnot. Stop it. No, the comparison's not making sense now. Come on. And that was to the NBA. That wasn't just. You're right. It's possible. Let's keep it moving. Okay.
All right. Well, fellas, I have to go be dad for the night. So let's do these last takes real quick. Skip, give it to me.
Oh, I'm going to give it up. Philadelphia Eagles, good job. Kansas City Chiefs, you did your thing. If this happens to come across a Shay podcast or one of you big sports guys podcasts and y'all hear this last take, please get somebody in the league, NFL, to come up with the NFLPA Association to come up with something to rule the conduct, to govern the conduct of these referees. It's watering the NFL down. It's making it to where it's too predictable who's going to win when there are certain situations. Other than that, man, I'm going with the Eagles in the Super Bowl. It's what it is. I'm not a fan. Don't even do it. I do not want Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs to win a 3-peat. That's the only reason. Good night. Thank y'all for tuning
in. Absolutely. Boba Fett, what's your last take?
Thank y'all for tuning in again, man. I really appreciate it. Next week we will have live interview coverage from the Pro Bowl. We will have Mama D back in next week. And again, go Eagles. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. And as always, we appreciate y'all.
I will never say go Eagles. I can't do it. But
you're right, Charles. You are correct. Nobody complained when Brady was getting the treatment. That's why I was just naming players that get Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre. Joe Montana got it, but they got his ass out of town. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it happens. A lot of players get it.
All right. Good. Well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We will be back next Monday at 8 p.m. Catch us then. But until, please keep your beer cold and your wings lemon pepper, baby. We are out.